Hi, Karen. It's Laura here with Candy, and we're really excited that you sent in some questions. So we are going to record this. I have the questions in front of me, so I'm going to be asking them to Candy, who's in the bubble. And it's good to see your name pop up on our screen again. I hope you've been doing well.
Hey girl.
Okay, yeah, Candy says hi. All right, so here we go. Karen wants to know why she was born shy. There's two questions here, so I'm just going to ask the first one and then we'll ask the second one after we answer the first one. So, why was she born shy? Well, sorry, hold on. And she also says it's been a stumbling block. I realize
Okay.
these are the same questions. So she says it's been a stumbling block. She wants to know what the purpose of it is. Okay, continue.
Well, they started out they don't like the phrasing of the first question. Why was I born shy? Um, because they're like that's not completely accurate. She wasn't born shy. She developed shyness as a way to deal with some experiences she was having. Um, they're like it's not like shyness is like a handicap. Um, visually what they were showing is I kept seeing this little girl and she's like standing there kind of covering her eyes and like a little bit peeking, but really there's just she just doesn't want to see. And it feels like it's just born out of this born, even though she wasn't born shy, it's born out of it's born out of this. It's a coping mechanism of just not wanting to deal with the things that she didn't want to see. So, like, while we don't like the way she asked the question, it's what she's doing is creating. Oh my God, it's so hard to get what they're trying to say. Like, she's creating a protection, or she's trying to create a protection of herself where if it's too much to deal with, she doesn't have to interact with it. And that's presenting itself as her being shy or has presented it in a way that she appears as she's shy, but it's really just it's a withdrawal. So whatever is happening, I don't want to engage with this. For whatever reason, I'm afraid of this situation or scenario. So I'm going to allow myself to withdraw out of it. And to the outsider, it looks like she's being shy. So she's been told that she's shy when it's really just a withdrawal. Like, I'm choosing not to engage here.
Right. And so there's like this judgment around the idea that of being shy because people keep saying that to her, or
Mm-hmm.
and so she's taken it on as like part of who she is. Um, is there anything negative about I know they're going to say no. Listen, Karen, they always are telling us that we're not asking the questions right. So just say, no,
Always,
that's not
always, girl,
just
this
you.
is not unique to you.
They're like, this question's, they're like, no. So this is, my question is like, is this a, so she's saying that this is a stumbling block. I want to address that, I guess, because, it's kind of like that thing, like I'm a huge introvert and finally now because of the internet, you can join in with all the other introverts that are out there, but then you have all these people commenting about, oh, you just don't like talk very much or you should talk more. And it's like, fuck off. Why don't you just be quiet? So I guess my question is two things. She's withdrawn, withdrawing, which I know they're going to say is not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if like there's any advice they have for her around withdrawing,
Mm-hmm.
to have her look at it in a different way or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
or to change it if she wants to change it, what would they
Yeah.
say?
No, you're totally nailing it. Because what they were showing me is, um, it's not been a stumbling block. It's actually a course correction. So when she feels that she's in a situation where she's being quote unquote shy, it's an opportunity to look at what is it about the situation that I don't want to engage with. And it's okay to decide that you don't want to engage in certain activities or to be a part of certain situations. The way to gain your power around it is just to own it. So, like the label shy, we use as a negative because the energy around the word is like you're retreating. So it seems like a negative. The way to empower yourself around the exact same action is to, instead of saying I'm shy, I choose to not engage. Same thing.
Yeah.
I'm
I
shy.
was,
I choose to not engage.
yeah, yeah. Right. It gives you like an empowering statement. And what I was kind of feeling earlier when, I don't know which part of this, but it was like they were kind of saying like look at the places where you do choose to engage. Like
Yeah,
what are you doing? Who are you talking to? And notice that it's because you're passionate about things or
right. Do more
you're,
of that.
yeah. So do more of that. And then um I think we got to the bottom of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's
like
good.
if I'm quote unquote shy about jumping off a cliff, maybe I shouldn't be jumping off a cliff.
Maybe not.
You know, like so if you're shy at the dinner table with all of your extended family, maybe you shouldn't be at the dinner table with all of your extended family, or just acknowledge I choose not to engage with these people in the way that they're expecting me to engage. I'm going to
Right.
engage in a way that makes me feel comfortable, which might mean that
Exactly.
you're just quiet.
Right.
Trust me, if I
Um,
could be quiet at the table sometimes, that would serve me far better.
right. Yeah. So it seems like it's like taking that empowerment back and letting go of the label of being shy, um, because there's so much emphasis on like the engagement and like the out being people being outgoing. Like for some reason that's like the preferred, but I bet there's other cultures out there where being outgoing is not the preferred. I know there are, is
Yeah.
not the preferred way to be.
Yeah, like what they also kept flashing me like people who say I'm too shy, I can't be a public speaker. I'm too shy. Well, maybe you're not supposed to be a public speaker.
Right.
Like
Right.
there's nothing that says that we have to force ourselves to be comfortable in every situation or to do everything that's presented to us. We do still have free will and can decide, yeah, that's comfortable or that's not comfortable. And for Karen, it's just the shyness is presenting itself when she's in a situation that she's not comfortable with. So it's almost like waving a flag to get her attention of, okay, look, you're feeling shy right now. Look at why.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's like, deciding in this instance, I wish I weren't feeling shy right now. I wish I could be engaging more and then looking at that deeper. But you might just look at it and be like, no, I don't need to be even engaging in this at all. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Practice that and then get back to us and tell us what you find out.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So the second question is, how do I find my tribe? She would like to find some good friends that she can connect with and be herself around.
Well, now they just presented the shy back. So those two questions go together a lot because I don't want to say she's using the shyness as an excuse, but um, she's almost wearing it as a cloak. The label shyness, she sort of has been wearing as a cloak to hide her true nature and her true self. Like, first things first, look at when you feel shy and why. And then they're like, you need to just practice taking off the cloak of the shyness and just being yourself, even if it's in the house by yourself. And they want you to physically imagine yourself taking it off, either laying it down or laying it on a chair or hanging it up, whatever. And then do whatever your heart desires. If it's run around the house naked, run around the house naked. If you want to sing and dance, sing and dance. If you want to make a mess in the kitchen, make a mess in the kitchen. They want you to start giving yourself permission to be you, because until you give yourself permission to be you, you can't call in your tribe. They can't see you if you don't see you. Like, these little exercises at home are going to push you through that energy really quickly, and your tribe's just going to appear.
Oh, wow. That was really succinct.
It was. They
Okay.
loved that she asked that second question. They were stoked.
Okay, good. That is awesome. I was also seeing her standing in the mirror doing that. What is it? You put your hands on your hips like Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah. Power pose.
The power poses when you're by yourself so that you can start to take on that energy of just like just power and strength. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that you start to believe it in yourself first by yourself, then you don't have anything to worry about with other people watching you or whatever. And then that energy will start to carry itself with you and be kind of like a part of you when you go through the things that Candy mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know if she had a domineering parent or an an elder or a mentor in her life that sort of shoulded on her a lot. Like, little girls should do this, women should do this, you should behave like this. But they're just like you're carrying around all these shoulds, and it's really just sort of dampened who you are and almost put you in a space of not really knowing what you truly want or who you truly are. And so doing things like the power pose that Laura mentioned and just doing what you want when you're home by yourself, it's going to start to help you discover yourself again. Like you're there, you're not buried that deeply, but you're just sort of carrying around all this other shit that people put on you. And it's just time to put it down.
They're showing me like you could do something ridiculous, like buy a purple wig and go walk around at Walmart or Target and just like do something ridiculous. Um,
Yeah.
I also pulled up this quote that I saw that I sent to Candy and our other friends, and it says, "I've decided to just be fully delusional this year and see where that takes me, because being sensible hasn't gleaned the results I'm looking for." So it's like a little bit like that. Like, what if you just thought of something completely insane to do and you just went out and did it to kind of just, it's like kind of like just breaking through that mold that you're in.
Yeah. That's good too. I like that a lot.
Purple hair at Walmart. That's what I kept seeing. Okay. Purple hair walking around at Walmart. Okay. Um, all right. So her last question. What advice do you have on dealing with grief? She has a hard time, or what I'd say her higher selves. What advice do our higher selves have on dealing with grief? She has a hard time processing and getting past it.
Oh boy. Well, this goes a little bit back to the other one, the other question too, which they're just showing that the reason why she's not getting past it is because any grief that she feels, it's reactivating the grief that she's carrying around for herself of, and they're saying like a life half lived. And what they mean by a life half lived is just not being in authentic alignment of with being your true self. It goes back to the shyness and the hiding and um, having people should on you and trying to live up to other people's expectations. So it's just activating this sadness that you kind of carry around all the time. They're showing the flip side because they don't want people to think or Karen to think that this only happens with sad things. You can be in a really great mood and not realize how great of a mood you are in until someone makes you laugh and you hear yourself laugh. Like you hear the depth of the laughter and how like joyous it feels in the body. And it was there the whole time, but it didn't have a reason to express itself until someone else made you laugh. And then it like all comes pouring out. Like grief, sadness is the same. Like you can be carrying it around with you all the time and you don't really realize that it's there because it's just a part of who you are until something external presents itself and that energy matches. And then not only are you sad because of the external thing or feel grief because of the external thing, but then you also feel the depth of what you are carrying and it all comes flooding out too.
Right. And I think that's actually all of that is it's actually I could think that we could say that to everyone.
Oh, yeah,
Like I,
absolutely.
I just listened to All Too Well 10-minute version for like the 856th time and I was fucking sobbing. And I was like, "Oh, I guess there's something that I need to look at right now."
Yes, this is universal for everyone all the time. So they just really want her to know that the grief that she feels is not like the depth of it is not because of the external factors, it's the internal factors. So they want you to spend some time looking at what does it mean to you when you hear the phrase a life half lived. That's where the work is for her. Probably
Yeah,
some
that's
journaling
brutal. I
exercises.
mean, that
It
was
is.
fucking mean, you guys. Um,
They're just like they did the whole like wiping of the hands thing that they do for us. They're and that they did it and they're like, not mean, she's there, she's ready for it.
oh, she's ready to hear it.
Yeah. They're like, we
Okay, well
wouldn't have
that's
said
good.
it if she
Yeah,
wasn't ready.
that's true. They do make sure it's okay for you to be ready for it. And it's okay to like process that grief because and to look at that because usually on the other side of it is even more beauty. And I think that I don't know who said this or where I heard this, but it's almost like the people that have the capacity for really great pain. I actually think it was Paula with the cards, and this is especially talking to people who are sevens.
No, I got it in a
Um,
session.
you got it in a session? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, tell me.
I think it was in a Bufo session that I did. They showed the depth of the heartbreak that I felt and the
Mm-hmm.
sadness, and they're like, it's equal to the like how deep you can love.
Yeah,
So you
right,
wouldn't feel immense heartbreak if you also conversely didn't feel immense love.
right.
So I don't know what the inverse of grief would be,
Joy.
joy. So
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I mean, that means if you're feeling deep grief, that you can feel incredible amounts of joy. Maybe it
Right.
starts with wearing a purple wig to Walmart,
It
making
might.
yourself laugh and other people, and I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm thinking that like there it is. Sorry, I'm looking up the five Chinese elements. Fear, anger, joy, anxiety, sorrow. Oh, I thought grief was one of them. I guess it depends on, oh, sorrow, that is grief. Fear, anger, joy, anxiety, sorrow. So, like, in my mind, I just put joy is the opposite of sorrow, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just double
Yeah.
checking my work. Okay. Okay. I think that's all we've got for Karen. So, I hope that was helpful to you. Thanks for sending in these questions, Karen.
Yeah, thanks. Take care.